Welcome back to the Chatty Chairwoman. Thank you so much for stopping by on your break or with your office door closed or on the way home you're listening or when you're at home chilling out, taking some time just to figure out the latest in reality TV. I appreciate you visiting the boardroom for your break. This is once again the Chatty Chairwoman. Don't forget before you exit to hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the notification button. You can even hit the dislike button. At least it gets me into the algorithm, right? Because I need all of the support I can get as a super ultra small content creator. So let me say, I know I did a little teaser that Monique Samuels was returning to reality TV a couple of weeks ago, and I'm excited to see her back on camera. But so we open up with Monique Samuels reminding us who she is, where she's been, and how we first learned of this mother, wife, entrepreneur, podcaster, and so many other hats that she wears. So she reminded us of her experience on reality TV, and she also revealed that when Carlos King first came to her to do a reality series, she told him no. So I guess the timing wasn't right. So she thought about it and then decided and reconsidered and decided she would go forward with it. So like I said in my review, I certainly hope this is a good decision for her, because immediately I see that Monique and Chris got some problems, right? And I think it's that window where I think they say from 7 to 10 years, your marriage kind of feels boring and repetitive. So they really have to make the extra effort to really reinvigorate their relationship. So I think that's where they are. Into it, she tells us who she is, and she introduces us to all of her friends. And let me tell you, I think each of them could be the lead on the show. And I also think at some point they might outshine Monique on the show, because why? Their personalities are so much bigger, right? It's organic, it's authentic, they're funny, it's a little shady, it's a little side eye, so that comes natural to them, right? And it's not, reality TV is kind of like Nene Leakes. When you say it, you got to be funny, quick, and as few words as possible, right? Really made Nene Leakes gold in reality TV. It was a few words, to the point, and very clear. So some of them are like that. Miss Ashley's like that on this show. So they kind of might outshine Miss Monique during this process. So always, what they say, be careful who you bring on reality TV with you. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. So she did admit that she first said she wasn't going to do reality TV. And then they go into Chris talking about how he's such a great guy. He's not having an affair. All the bills are paid, but he does admit there's no emotional connection. And I think on their social media, they recently posted their trip to Africa. So I'm hoping that they're in a better place, because they certainly have the resources to do whatever it takes to invest in their relationship, right? Because outside work really isn't an issue. Even though she does have her own business, she can kind of set her own schedule. So they have a lot more than most people. So they should really figure out how to invest the time and bring in those professionals that Chris doesn't want to go back to see. So anyway, and I know it's a lot, because Monique has 3 kids, been married 10 years. That's a lot. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of work. Sometimes men don't see the full activity of the work. But anyway, going right along. So she talks about her Real Housewives of Potomac, and she opens up with one of her businesses, Not for Lazy Moms. It was a whole big event. It was in a beautiful location, and we get to meet Ashley Silva, DJ Quicksilver, his wife. They've been married for 13 years. She said early on she dropped out of college, that she basically put her life on the back burner to be with DJ Quicksilver and support his career and to take care of the kids. So she feels like she's quickly losing her identity. She needs to revamp her clothing line. She has a podcast, etc. And then Monique says that's actually how they met, because they both have a mom podcast. Then we go into Erling Tyler And she's been with Jamie Tyler for 26 years. Kudos to them. They have a beautiful family. They show us that their mom lives with them. They have a disabled son, and they have a son where the relationship is strained. And I think for me, what I'm going to really like about this series is the men have very strong stories, very strong personalities. The men are professionals. They got their own lives going on. And that makes it a lot more interesting. They're not under the shadow of their wives. They're just as, they have their own identity. In addition to their wives having their own identity in the chocolate city. So that's what's going to be great. I really want to see a lot of the men and their lives and their discussion. I really want to see a lot of that this time, because you know what, that really made Real Housewives of Atlanta very, very, very dynamic when we could see the men. And I know Married to Medicine did a little bit of that as well, but when we can really get the personalities of the men, really get into what they're doing, getting them to meet up, that is fantastic. So it really tugged at my heartstrings when Jamie said he really wanted his son, little Jamie, to come to their 26-year wedding anniversary, because they have not spoken in months. As a parent, of young people, I understand that, totally get it. I really want them to show us how that story evolves. I think the first step is not to call him little Jamie. Maybe they switch it to LJ, right? So he can feel like he's a man, because even in a part of the show, he talks about he is an adult now. He keeps saying, I'm an adult now. I'm going to do different. So maybe he feels like they baby him too much. But, you know, young people always feel like you baby them when you're really just trying to protect them. So I really hope that storyline develops, and hoping that they really understand that's a beautiful story to share, and to share the love of the Father and the love of the Son. And if they could simply figure out how to communicate. And I know that the little Jamie even said to the dad, I know I'm going all over the place because I think these are the important nuggets of the show. Show me and tell me that you love me. I need to hear it more. And I know many Black families, we grow up thinking, you know, tough love, tough love, tough love. But that tough love should be sandwiched with I love you. I am proud of you. You are doing great. You can get through this. If that tough love is not sandwiched with validation and nurturing, it's never going to register. And I think we have to remember that the way that we were raised does not work in this decade. So that's a great story, and I hope the producers recognize that's really an area where they can develop it and really, really increase the viewership. So all of the women introduced themselves. Ashley talked about, as I mentioned, that she dropped out of college and she's taking care of her husband. He's this big DJ Quicksilver in DC, and he does all these big events for celebrities. So he's really bringing the brand. His challenge is that he's working all the time, overtime throughout the night. And then, of course, they say Jamie is a big party thrower, and him and his wife in DC. She also has a business. I looked up her business online, have a lot of great products, but it seems like you bring in people and you sell to people and they become members, but the product line is very vast. So it seems very interesting in terms of her product line, Miss Arena, her business. So seems very interesting with the product line. It has makeup, cleaning services, a whole gamut of products. So I don't know if they're going to show a little bit more of that. It's called Melaleuca, the wellness company. I don't know if they're going to show more of that, but it had a lot of interesting products on the thing. And then we get to, and this is still at the event for Not for Lazy Moms, Miss Monique's podcast. Then we get to the introduction of the guest speaker, who is Miss Winter Williams. Now, I think she is when all of us paused our TVs and rewound, right? Rewound. Is that the word? And had to rewind. And had to rewind. Okay, I should know that. I did go to college. But anyway, you know, when you get older, stuff like that kind of like fades to black. So we get introduced to Winter Williams, who has half of her hair shaved off and the other half long. Okay, now you got to have a lot of confidence to wear that style, honey. But Miss Ashley said you could tell when she's been through something. Some woman's been through something because the hair is very dramatic. They always say when the woman is really free, she cuts her hair short. So anyway, and then she goes right into throwing all of her business to the audience when she said she had to get over her first husband having an affair, then finding out there was one child, and then finding out there was a second child, and then she got remarried recently in the last 2 or 3 years, I think, and in a year she got an email that changed her whole life, and they have now been separated or divorced. So she's been married twice, and I guess Chris and Monique know this gentleman who she was married to. She said he moved back to his parents' basement, but Chris said he wants to hear his side of the story, and I think the gentleman comes on the show to share his side of the story. So she said she was a single mom. Her name is Winter Williams, single mom. And when she revealed all the information at this girls, women of empowerment night out, I was like, whoa. Is this why they got together to hear? Well, I guess you can share it, but the way, I don't know, it kind of stopped the whole program. It kind of stopped the whole program, but I clearly believe she is going to be the wild card. Miss Winters is going to bring the drama. She's going to set the record straight. And like I said before, all three of these women may outshine Monique. Because with Monique's story, we get her constantly bickering with Chris, and we saw a little bit of that on Potomac. But with them, because of their personalities, their style, oh my goodness, we get what we like about reality TV, right? We get what we like about reality TV. So hopefully Monique will really have an opportunity, because she said that's why she did the show, to showcase her full life, her full personality, and so that we can really fall in love with her the way we have with other reality TV stars, right? Where we like them, we can't wait to see them on TV. They bring something special. And in that first episode, I didn't get that from Monique, but I did get that from all of the other women and their husbands. So let me tell you what, she can pick some talent, because all of them are well deserving of being on this show. So they're going to bring us a great season, and I got a feeling they're going to top Roa. I got a feeling they're going to become the top reality TV show. I got a feeling that this thing is going to get really intense really quickly. Really quickly. Because when all of the other ladies were on the screen, it was interesting. Immediately it was interesting. There was no build-up needed, right? It was interesting. Usually, even with Roa this season, the first episode, okay, it's slowly building up. Then the second episode, it's kind of like they know what to bring to the show to make it interesting. And I love the fashion, I love the style, I love seeing the families together. So this is going to be so dynamic. I think we're in for a real treat. Once again, Carlos King has nailed it. So that is my review. Didn't want to get into all of the little details, just wanted to pull out the nuggets and to say that this is going to be a great show. And hope we get more out of Monique and Chris than the arguing and the bickering, because on screen they don't look like they vibing. But you know, all marriages go through that. They all do. So they're in that period, and I'm sure it will evolve as time goes on. And I hope Chris wanted to do reality TV. I hope he did, because it's a big sacrifice, and I guess he's supporting his wife who supported him. But we shall see how it all pans out. I'm excited about the next week's episode. They got the right cast, they're in the right city, and we shall see how it all pans out. That has been the recap and the review for Love and Marriage DC. It's finally here. I thought for sure they're going to call it DMV, but they called it DC. Very interesting in that regard. But who cares? As long as it's on our screens, that's all that really matters. Once again, thank you for stopping by. Hit the like or dislike button. or hit the subscribe button and the notification button. And please take a moment and leave a comment. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I know that you can stop anywhere to get a recap, and you decided to take a break with the Chatty Chairwoman. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.